wealth hack. I'm going to call this the shafted generation. You and I have got now millions of borrowers across Australia that have been told from the federal government it's the time to invest. Post-COVID, we saw commercial money, i.e. you and I borrowing from banks in the low 2% as interest rates. They basically dived in en masse, millions of people with the hope that I can buy my home. I get some roots, I get a house, establish a rock and anchor for my family. And yet we look fast forward 3 years now and interest rates are in the high sixes and still yet to climb further. So where are the ministers that caused this to happen? Where are they today? Think about Scott Morrison. He's our shadow minister of the housing portfolio in the federal government, still as an MP. When you're an MP, you have free travel around the world, you have a free car with a driver, perks somewhere between $200,000 and $250,000 per year, and a salary of $450,000, nearly $500,000. Philip Lowe, the fellow that chimed, we need low interest rates, but they'll be on hold for 4 years. 4 years. They shouldn't move at all. We had 13 interest rate rises in the space of 1 fucking year. Philip Lowe now is consulting to Goldman Sachs, circa an income of about $900,000 US, potentially $1 million US per annum to consult. Dan Andrews, bless his cotton socks, he checked out 2 weeks ago. He's the consul to the general of the US government. Now this fellow again, about $520,000 US. Joe Hockey, you might remember that name. He's an ambassador to our Washington, the Australian diplomat. And Gladys Berejiklian, you may remember that name too. Our dear Gladys, the New South Wales Premier for some time, is a senior executive of Optus, around about circa $600,000. Folks, we are the shafted generation. You and I have been tricked into the idea of borrow, it's cheap, and the markers of interest rates will not move for 4 years. You are seeing stressed mortgage today that is unfucking precedented. We've got people in Australia, both working parents and income, where 40% is going to a mortgage. 40% of their total earnings is paying off a fucking bank. This is frightening. It's very scary. And folks, this is not the end. Early next year, you're going to see a deep ruction. You're going to see a change where people will start saying, I can't afford anymore. The cost of living continues to rise. Inflation's around 7-8%. And if you're reading the news in the media this morning, you'll work out that oil has been limited by production by OPEC. The Saudis have said, no, we're going to refrain on producing any more. What does that do to the prices of oil? And this is a base cost of every economy. This is a base input. And that's going to mean some very painful times ahead. But I just want to share with you, we are the shafted generation that promised us on the record that interest rates won't move for 4 years. And now we've got struggle. And here's the tragedy, is that Australian families now, where their houses get repossessed in the next 18 to 24 months, and mark my words, there will be thousands in this category, this demographic, will never, repeat, never re-enter the property ownership market again. Once they're cooked, they are done, they're bankrupt, or what we call in industry BK, they will never return. They have no hope of owning a home ever. And they end up as the lost society, retired, no money, living on the street out of a shopping cart. Sounds cynical, but I leave it with you. This is a marker for you to say, I need to change. What am I doing about increasing my earnings that puts me in front of that curve, not behind the radical changes? Leave it with you.